Good morning to my Boundless friends. I am Bethany from Boundless LLC, Myofascial Release and Physical Therapy, and I am coming to you today to talk about working on your upper chest, and by doing so, being able to have an impact and help you to feel better through your neck and upper traps and shoulders areas. So this is a pretty simple technique, and I think it's going to be easiest for you to just join right in as you watch. So for starters, you're going to take one hand and just if you don't have a real high collar, kind of sneak under your clothing so that you can get hand on skin. If you do have a high collar, don't worry about it. Just work over clothing. And when you're on your own, you know that this is most effective when you can work on skin. So then you can take your other hand and let your other hand just cross over the hand that you're working with. So our first little bit of action here is going to be to think about letting your hands sink into soft clay. Or another visual that I really like is, if you stand on the beach, right? You stand on the wet part of the beach and the waves come in and the waves go out. And every time the waves come in and out, your feet sink deeper into the sand. And that's the kind of feeling that I want for you to have with your hands, that you're not forcing anything, but just gentle wave by gentle wave, your hands are just sinking deeper into the tissues, nice and soft. You could also think about putting your hands on frozen butter. If you put your hands on frozen butter over time, the warmth of your hands is going to let you sink deeper and deeper into that butter. And that's always the quality that we use when we put hands on in myofascial release, is never force. Always just allow that melting, allow that melding sensation. So I'm going to let you sit here and let your hands kind of melt in for just a little bit and talk about what are the values of working in this area. There are quite a few, really. If we think directly about our chest in this area, this is our upper rib cage. So we get some of our breath capacity from the movement of the ribs in these areas. So just being able to loosen up the tissues in this area helps your ribs to be as mobile as they can be to make for the best ability to breathe. Also, our clavicles run up here at the base of our neck. And clavicles are important in breathing too. They have to be able to move and lift a little bit. But our clavicles are also important to our shoulder motion. So working in this area will also help to loosen up those clavicles and therefore help your shoulder motion. The other really important thing that we've touched on in some prior videos is the lymphatic system. That's your vessel system that carries waste products and fluids out of your body, brings it back to the heart so that those substances can get then processed through our liver and our kidneys and get sent out of the body. That lymphatic system comes and empties actually into the right side of our heart. So it comes from both sides, but at some point it all comes and it empties in here. And so loosening things up in this area can really help to make sure that you're getting good lymphatic drainage in that final stage of emptying. We also get lymphatic drainage coming down from our head that comes down and empties into this area, this little hollow right here above our clavicle. So working on this area is also going to help for that lymphatic drainage coming from our head and neck. So the other benefit of this is once we've gotten really nice and sunk in, which is probably about where we're all at, then this is a great anchor point to start to stretch our neck and shoulders. So first, what I'm going to have you do now that we've given our hands some time to sink in is just let your hands continue to be heavy. Think about the weight of your arms just giving a light, gentle downward pull. And against that light weight of your arms, you're just going to tip your head back. So as you tip your head back, just notice that gentle stretch that you feel. You should be able to feel this tension through the front of your neck. You should be able to feel that tension of, we have this muscle called our sternocleidomastoid, fancy name, that runs from behind our ear and attaches down into our clavicle and our sternum. And when we go straight back, we're going to get a little stretch on both of those. We're never forcing a stretch. You're always just going to allow, and think about that telescoping. Think about your head getting taller and longer as you tip it back. And then you might find that you'll be drawn to stretch one side more than the other. So as you're tipping back, you might end up feeling like, wow, it kind of wants to pull me this way. That's what I'm feeling right now. Initially, what the direction you feel like you want to get pulled might actually be the tighter side. And that's fine. Sometimes it's okay to just let the tighter side go on slack. So you don't have to think too much about this. You just kind of allow your head to go where it feels like it wants to go. And so right now, my tighter side pulled me in that direction so that my tight side got to go on slack for a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm getting a really nice stretch on this other side. So wherever your head has taken you at this point, just allow yourself to feel into that stretching. My body has started to call me back at the other direction. So now I've started to get a stretch of my tighter side, which is over here on the left for me. And again, your body might have taken you in a completely different direction. This is where you start to learn to trust that your body has intelligence. Your body knows what it needs and it knows what it wants. And if you really just take the time to relax, your body can figure out how to get just the stretch that it needs. But always think gentle, always think never forced. Okay? I'm going to just show you a couple of the other directions. When we go back into either side, we're primarily working on the front of the neck and the side of the neck. If you happen to feel like your head wants to go straight sideways, in my case, since I've gone to the right, now I'm starting to get a really nice stretch of some of my upper trapezius muscles, which run through here. We also have these little muscles that run from your neck down to your first rib, which is here, and down to your clavicle, called the scalenes. Those are really important ones to stretch because your arm nerves come through there. And if those muscles get real tight, you can get some twangy sensations and some numbness and tingling in your arms. Another direction that you might find yourself wanting to go is actually forward. Straight forward is going to put these muscles in the front of your neck on slack, and it's going to give you a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Starting to get at some of what we call the upper trapezius muscles. And there's one that runs from the back of your head down to your shoulder blade that we call the levator scapula. That one, typically when you go forward, if you happen to feel like you want to tweak a little this way or tweak a little that way, you're going to end up getting some of that levator scapula muscle and loosening that up. Another thing sometimes is going to the side and looking up. We'll tend to get at a little bit more again of some of those sternocleidomastoid muscles. Or to the side and looking down, like you're looking towards your armpit, is going to selectively get more of your upper trapezius muscles. So there's all these little details of direction that honestly you don't have to worry about what muscles you're getting. You're just going to feel what you feel. Be gentle, be attentive, and enjoy the stretch that you get out of this. When you're done, typically a good stretch is going to be about 5 minutes. When you're done, you have two choices. You can either slowly release your hands, which I'm not going to do right now. And that's typically how we do all of our releases in myofascial release, is slow and gentle. But this area here is the one area that once in a while I will release quickly. Reason being that quick release gives kind of a rebound that seems to draw that lymphatic fluid through that juncture area. So since we've been here a while, you're not going to push as you do this, but you're just going to quickly lift your hands away. And feel that sensation that you get afterwards. It's almost like this kind of tingly, cool water sensation of fluids moving into that area after we've released that tension. All right, that's where I'm going to finish things up for today for working on the upper chest and neck. As always, if you have any questions, you're welcome to get a hold of me personally. And my contact information is available at my website, www.boundlesspt.com. Have a great day.